Warning: this show contains graphic images and content. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello horror fans, welcome to the only genre. Today we talk about Rec 4 and Sam Raimi. And I hate Carolyn.
I'm sorry.
This is why we don't have her on the show.
And that's our keeper right there. Hello horror fans, this is episode 24, finally.
Jack Bauer edition.
I am Sean Vidmar.
And I flash my junk to adults for jelly beans.
With me always is Danny Mason Jar Mecler, and we have a special host today, Carolyn Fogel.
Hostess.
Hostess.
Twinkie.
Cake. Ho-ho.
Yeah, you're more of a ho-ho.
So anyway, we're actually going to go to
Rolled in chocolate.
something that Carolyn and I recorded a little while ago, and we talk about...
I'm not invited anymore.
we talk about Rec 4.
This is actually Danny's last episode.
And basically, if we would have done it with Danny, he would have just ruined the whole thing anyways.
As I always do.
So here's Carolyn and I talking about Rec 4. If you've never heard of the Rec movies, you've probably seen or heard of Quarantine. Basically, Quarantine is the very first Rec.
But in English.
Exactly.
The English-American version.
Yes.
Because is it Rec from
It's a
Spain?
Spanish thing.
Spanish?
Yeah. And
Espanol.
so basically, Rec 4, I guess, is the final installment, and they kind of did Rec 4, and it's basically like, oh, Rec 3, it doesn't exist.
See, that makes me sad, because I love Rec 3.
Yeah, she's actually
Rec
only
3
seen...
is my favorite movie.
She's only seen Rec 3, which I don't know if it's still on Netflix or anything, but I actually enjoyed it. I mean, I understand that it doesn't exactly follow everything, but you basically have the first one, which, like I said, is just like Quarantine. You have Angela, I believe her name is.
Yes.
Her, as a reporter, she goes into this apartment complex with a cameraman.
She follows a fire department on she's doing like a documentary about the fire department, and they get a 911 call from an old woman, and once they get to her apartment, that woman's apartment, all they hear are just screams, and the fun starts from there.
So basically, yeah, she just goes in there, and a lot of just crazy shit happens. And basically, following that one, the second one happens, and I think it's about like 15 minutes after the events of the first one, something like that. And this SWAT team goes in there, and it's very interesting because it's basically through their helmet cams. And that one is pretty intense.
Well, what's really nice about even the second one, what's really nice is like they have the found footage. So in case you didn't know, all the Rec movies are found footage, but it's a combination.
When it was cool, by the way.
Yeah, when it first came out, it's a combination of found footage as well as like professional cinematography.
Which is great. And the third one,
I think it's awesome.
basically the third one, when that came out, it had to do with a wedding and whatnot. And that one was actually,
so cute.
I thought it was interesting how that one was actually put together, because it starts off with a lot of like the found footage thing, and then it turns cinematic about 20 minutes or so after the shit starts hitting the fan. And
Rec 3 is really cute, but it's kind of a side story, I guess.
Mhm.
That it's like the virus broke out in a different part of town or a different part of Spain. It's a chick flick zombie movie.
Anyway,
That's all it is.
so it's
adorable.
that one's pretty gnarly, and like she said, you know, it is kind of.
She cuts
Well,
her
it's
arm off at
it's
the
not a
end.
chick flick.
Okay.
The
It's
husband and
it's a
wife are
love-
trying to find each
it's
other.
It's a love
That's about it.
story zombie movie.
If you just take out the whole wedding thing, then you go to Rec 4, where Angela shows up again, the reporter from the first one, and she is quarantined on a oil tanker, and basically she's a carrier of the virus, it looks like. And Carolyn here just watched the trailer a little bit ago, and so basically let's go ahead and show you guys the trailer right now.
Hola, Ángela. ¿Recuerdas alguna cosa de lo que pasó?
No. ¿Dónde estoy?
Todo esto no me gusta nada. Nos están ocultando algo. Si no, porque hay tanta seguridad.
Las correas no están rotas.
Alguien lo ha soltado.
¿Qué coño está pasando ahí fuera? Vale, los matasanos que la han jodido, ¿verdad? ¡Vamos!
Está claro que esto se les ha ido de las manos.
Así que ya está llamando a quien tenga que llamar y que nos saquen de aquí.
Nadie vendrá a buscarnos. Ya no.
Sam Raimi, he's going to be doing the movie of The Last of Us. Very exciting.
Yes!
Which
Finally.
means also that Danny Mecler here is actually going to contribute to this conversation right now.
I might.
So, really fast, how do you feel about Sam Raimi? Someone who's a god in horror, basically.
I like Sam Raimi stuff, so I'm very excited for this. I mean, we've already proven that we can have a really good comic book, a really good video game, a phenomenal video game. And so I'm hoping that this won't turn into some regular video game movie where it's just terrible. But I feel like they're going to try their best to stick to the original story or develop their own story based off of it that's not as like action movie intense nonsense.
I have high expectations for this, and I guess
I
and I think
I
a lot
don't-
of people do.
yeah, I don't-
Everybody
I think-
does.
I think with it having such a large following, like you said, with the comic books, with the video game, and I think that with that in mind, they're going to try really hard to
Make it good.
make it good and make it worthwhile because,
Well,
I mean, again, they have such a large fan following.
well, I'm also excited because Carolyn recently watched all of the Evil Dead, and the most recent one, the reboot or remake, whatever you're actually considering it, no CG whatsoever.
Oh,
Everything
I
was all in
absolutely
camera.
Loved that.
That's pretty nice.
So I
That's
am
awesome.
I'm kind of hoping that maybe Sam Raimi will do a lot of that.
Mhm.
You know, I'm trying to figure out, like, there actually might be a couple creatures that might want some CG.
I think-
Yeah.
But for the most
think
part,
it's-
I think they could actually pull it off.
Well, I think it's gonna be like mostly in camera stuff, but with like some of the characters or some of the things.
I'm hoping they do layering.
They'll have CG adding
Yeah.
to it, but
Not
it won't be
directly
just, Yeah,
CG.
it won't be just like 100%.
I really feel though that no matter what, Sam Raimi is getting into something that I think he might be like, okay, I need to do a good job.
Yeah, I think so.
No matter what, he's never going to, have everybody as collectively like love the movie,
Well,
because there's
you're gonna-
always
you're
those
gonna-
assholes
You're always
out
gonna get
there
those
that
one
just
people
like,
who are just like.
But the most
Lame.
important part here is that the author of the story of the video game and the comic book is still writing the movie adaptation. So we are going to have a lot of the core elements and everything from the video game put into the movie, but just maybe a tiny little spin from Sam
I think.
Isn't? Oh no.
What?
I was gonna say, isn't Bruce Campbell supposed to make a cameo? But that's
No. That's something else. That's a
next
different. That's a different.
topic?
Yes.
yeah.
Segue?
Ignore
And
that.
so since she actually mentioned that,
Since she ruined it for everyone!
speaking of Sam
Can I give
Raimi
pretty eyes to the camera? Did that work? Be like,
at Comic-Con,
sorry.
Sam Raimi actually came out, and I think he actually made it
Out of the closet.
He actually made it slip that Evil Dead is going to become a television series, and yes, Bruce Campbell is supposedly going to star in it.
On Lifetime this fall.
And I, for one, am actually excited. That also like brings up other questions because I heard that they were going to do, with the Evil Dead newest movie. I thought they were going to go on to another one where it's Bruce Campbell shows up as Ash.
Right.
His son shows up, something like that. They're going to do something like that.
I'm really excited for this.
So I'm
Especially
kind of
with
wondering.
the last movie.
But I'm kind of wondering now, are they just canceling out the actual movie and just doing the television series? I mean, I'm kind of wondering about that.
Well,
We'll see.
Groovy.
Evil Dead is so big that even if it was completely shit, people are going to watch that for
Yeah.
10 seasons.
That's another
People will
thing.
automatically turn it on
Yeah.
just because it says Evil Dead. So no matter what, it's going to be a success.
yeah, because it's a cult classic.
I'm, for one,
It's got a
entirely
huge
looking
phenomenal
forward to this.
following.
Do we know any details on like who's playing characters or?
The only thing
What
that they
station
said
it's gonna
was that and Bruce Campbell, which is basically you just feed that to people and now we're good for actually possibly until it's getting ready to be released.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
just,
enough
yeah,
of a
those
hook.
two factors alone.
Sam
that's
Raimi,
enough.
his brother. His brother is going to, of course, be involved with script writing and so on and so forth, whatnot.
Raimi?
And and then of course Bruce Campbell.
I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
Well, that's the show. So go ahead and like us on Facebook, find us on Twitter.
Email us at theonlygenre@gmail.com.
And check out our website at theonlygenre.com.
And thank you very much for watching, and thank you for consuming our brains. And death. Yes, I can stop recording now. Hello, horror fans. Welcome to The Only Genre. Today, we talk about Sam Raimi, and I forgot the other thing. I'm going to do that one more time.
Rec 4.
Rec 4, right?
Rec 4!
Hello, horror fans. Shut up.
Yeah, how dare you?
I will put your face in the kitty litter.
No. I'm sorry.
And Van Damme. She's got the fucking giggles. We gotta wait a second.
Ready?
Okay.
I'm good.
Alright.
Hello, horror fans. Welcome to The Only Genre. Today we talk about you. Seriously.
Just go. Just go. Just ignore. Hello, horror fans!
No, I get it. You ready? Okay. Hello, horror fans. Welcome to The Only Genre. Today we talk about Rec 4 and Sam Raimi. And I hate you.
What did I do?
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Yeah, babe.